In The Night of the Scorpion, Nissim Ezekiel, he starts, I remember the night my mother was stung by a scorpion. It's a fairly dry, accurate description of an event. There's no overt emotion, and that's very much the way Nissim Ezekiel writes. There are no huge, overstated passions, but that doesn't mean it's not passionate. His tone is cool, dry, often ironic. The people sitting around have made peace with the whole idea of the mother being bitten by the scorpion. And a scorpion's sting, of course, can be deadly. With all the overtones that they've suggested in this, that it's some kind of a retribution for past sins, that it may provide the potential for moving through to atoning for future, for achieving a better life in future, in the next life. But through all that, he maintains a very descriptive, cool approach to what happens. It's only in the last couple of lines that the mother, it's the mother's voice, and she says, you know, that she was glad it was herself and not the children. And without saying anything overtly emotional, there's a huge amount of emotion in those lines. That is very much, as I said, his style. I'd like to quote something that Nissim himself has written. "I'm incurably critical and skeptical. This is what I am in relation to India also, and to myself. I find it does not prevent the growth of love." It does not prevent the growth of love. And I think that's the key to Nissim. There's always, if there's irony, it's gentle. If there's humor, it's not malicious. If there is a comment on the society which allows the mother to thrash and turn in agony, it is a comment which is not judgmental. He records. The event has happened, and it's not that he is dispassionate, it's not that he doesn't care, but he doesn't want his caring to intervene in your interpretation of that poem. "I remember the night my mother was stung by a scorpion. 10 hours of steady rain had driven him to crawl beneath a sack of rice. Parting with his poison, flash of diabolic tail in the dark room, he risked the rain again. The peasants came like swarms of flies and buzzed the name of God 100 times to paralyze the evil one. With candles and with lanterns, throwing giant scorpion shadows on the sun-baked walls, they searched for him. He was not found. They clicked their tongues. With every movement that the scorpion made, his poison moved in mother's blood, they said. May he sit still, they said. May the sins of your previous birth be burned away tonight, they said. May your suffering decrease the misfortunes of your next birth, they said. May the sum of evil, balanced in this unreal world against the sum of good, become diminished by your pain. May the poison purify your flesh of desire and your spirit of ambition, they said. And they sat around on the floor with my mother in the center, the peace of understanding on each face. More candles, more lanterns, more neighbors, more insects, and the endless rain. My mother twisted through and through, groaning on a mat. My father, skeptic, rationalist, trying every curse and blessing, powder, mixture, herb and hybrid. He even poured a little paraffin upon the bitten toe and put a match to it. I watched the flame feeding on my mother. I watched the holy man perform his rites to tame the poison with an incantation. After 20 hours, it lost its sting. My mother only said, "Thank God the scorpion picked on me and spared my children."